What is the best way to build and scale a lean and profitable content team for your e-commerce brand? My name is Jesse, and in the last 6 years, I've helped 100 plus e-commerce brands scale by producing content for them. At the top, my agency had a team of 10 people and we were producing 400 ads per month. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to start building a lean content team for your e-commerce brand and how to scale it to a full-size department. If you want to learn more about this topic, after this video, check the link in the description for more info. So without further ado, let's dive into the Miro board and see what is actually going on and what these steps are. All right, so the first step, as you can see, is basically almost the leanest structure that you can have. And it's actually you and a video editor, as you can see. Let's get this cursor right now. All right. Basically, video editor is always the first person that you are going to hire. And this is because it's a very high expertise skill and it's also very time consuming. And this is just something that you want to delegate as fast as possible. So you could have a step before this one actually, and that would be step 0 then, and just you as a founder. When you are like really starting out, but honestly, just get a video editor as fast as possible, as it's going to help you to create so much more ads and just save you a lot of time. All right. At this step, of course, we also have static ads. You will be making these static ads yourself, but that's quite doable, as you can just use like Canva templates or just build it on Canva. It's pretty good to do that like that. So your focus within this step is actually going to be to test as many angles and find as many winning ads as possible, and also to build like a profitable ad strategy. Basically, you want to find winning angles, you want to start producing ads and actually getting a positive ROAS to be able to scale further and actually hire more people. And that's when we go to step number 2. And as you can see, let's try this, get this away. Boom, there we go. All right, then we have step 2. And as you can see, there's actually another hire that we do here, and that's the designer. So at this point, you want to add a designer, probably because you will need to make more statics, right? You're growing, you are finding winning angles, and you need to create more ads. So this is when you add a designer to your team. The focus in step 2 is to start iterating on the things that are working. All right, you have found a few winning angles, you found a few winning ads. Now you want to start iterating on these ads to actually scale, and you want to start building a very consistent process, right? Then actually, to make it easier for you, because as a founder, at this step, you are still very busy with coming up with new ideas, analyzing your videos, strategizing, and all these different things. And what can actually help you here is to start leveraging AI as your creative strategist. All right. At this point, you don't have like a separate creative strategist right now. You as a founder are still wearing that hat, but you can actually save a lot of time by leveraging AI to help you come up with ideas and all that stuff. So if you want to know more about AI Creative Strategist, we actually built one, and it's within our community offer. And if you want to know more about that, you can check the link in the description, and there's more information about that there. But basically, like I said, the focus in step 2 is iterating on winning ads, building out that strategy, and actually getting consistent in the content output that you have. Step number 3, and as you can see here, is actually where we take a pretty big leap. I wouldn't like hire all these people straight away, but of course do it one by one. But this is basically what happens. So what you're going to do is you're going to add a creative strategist here, and that's basically because as a founder you want to kind of step out of actually strategizing about all the ideas, coming up with all the ideas, iterating, analyzing all your videos, finding inspiration, all that stuff. So that's why you start hiring a creative strategist who can actually do that. And also here, that creative strategist can still leverage the AI, of course, which I would always do. And what you see here is we are basically creating a pod here. That's what we would call it at our agency, which under the creative strategist, you still have the video editor and the designer, but you are going to add more of these. It doesn't have to be 2 editors and 2 designers. It's like dependent on what your strategy need. Maybe you are in need of more videos than statics, then this designer right here could also very well be a video editor. But it needs to start to become a team that runs itself. So you as a founder can actually focus on other things within your business. Also, this is a very good point, or a very good point in time to add a videographer to your team. And this is because up until this point, when we go back to step 1 and step 2, basically the way that you are getting content to your video editor to actually create ads is either by filming it yourself, or actually by sending information or sending your product to a UGC creator who is going to film for you and send that footage back to your video editor, who will produce videos out of it. And you will produce the statics here. And the same goes for step 2 here as well. And this is fine. You know, you can make a lot of variations with just a UGC creator, and yourself as a founder, you can just pick up the phone and actually make content. And then, you know, of course, your video editor can also find some clips online, but most of the time when you have a branded product, you need to make the content yourself. So that's how you get the content in first 2 steps. And in step 3, you probably have a consistent system by now, and this is also the focus that you need to have to build a system here, to have consistent creative output. But you can add a videographer now who is going to help you create content for your brand. So this enables you to make more formats. So where you are first like limited by founder content, by UGC content that you get from the creators, now you can actually start to make high-end footage, and you can actually do shoots in different locations, and you know, the possibilities like open up, and you can create much different sorts of videos and all that stuff. So that's really good, and that's why I would add a videographer at this point. Why not add it earlier? Honestly, for most brands, UGC just works. So I wouldn't bother, you know, adding a videographer at this point, because you're probably not going to need it. Especially when you as a founder is creating content as well, you're just not going to need it. It's still possible if you really want to, but I think you will get the most leverage out of it once you have that creative strategist and you are actually here in step number 3. So the last step is going to be step number 4. And as you can see, this is a bit bigger. Let's zoom out here. This is actually where you start to duplicate pods. All right. So as you grow, your ad account is going to need more and more creatives, and you might expand to different markets. You're going to need to create content in different languages. And this is when you create more pods. I would suggest that you would not get more than 4 editors or 4 designers in one pod, because they all need to be managed. They need to be briefed, all that stuff. And when you will be adding more of these, your creative strategist is, you know, it's not going to hold on to it. So that's why this is the limit for one pod. And then you can actually duplicate it and create a second pod, as you can see right here. What this enables is of course, first of all, it enables that you can create a lot more content and a lot more ads. But when you place a creative director above that, it immediately puts you out of the process. All right. You only have to report directly, or the creative director has to report directly to you. And the creative strategists are reporting to the creative director. So you are not in contact with everyone down here. Everyone below this line, that's not the people that you're talking to. You are just talking to the creative director right here, which is really good. It actually enables you to work even more on different parts of your business. And at this point, it's starting to become a machine that's working on itself. And ultimately, that's what you want as a founder, of course. You want to keep on working on your business instead of in your business. So that's why I would say this is the last step to build a content team. And you can just start adding more pods as you need to, but dependent on your size, you should figure out if that's the best way to move forward. So your focus in step 4 is to delegate, all right? To actually give ownership to the creative director and to make sure that the creative strategists are only reporting to the creative director and not to you anymore. You want to automate things, all right? So that it works, it's a machine, that it's going to work on itself, and that problems are getting fixed not by you, but by the creative director, or even better, by the creative strategist, and of course to scale. And yeah, that's the most important things that you should focus on in step 4. And once you have this, you are already running a lot of millions in revenue. So that's really good. But this would be all of the steps that I would take to go from start right here, step number 1, all the way to having a full department. And this is the people that you need. So when you follow these steps, you will stay in control of your creative process and ultimately your content output. But it's very important to understand that these steps will not work when you hire the wrong people, all right? It's very important that you have the right people and also to have the right systems in place to let this team actually run and to be as efficient as possible. So if you would want to find out more about how to build these systems and how to hire the right persons, check the link in the description, as I have a super nice offer for you right there to join our community and actually learn more about these topics. All right. So these were the steps. Check the link in the description and I see you in the next video. Ciao.